What would really happen if the United States starts a military attack on Iran? Would Iran collapse in a few days? Or could it survive for weeks, maybe even months? And most importantly, what would this mean for Pakistan and the entire region? Hello and welcome to Current Affairs with Faraz. I am Mohammad Faraz. Today we are not doing emotional talk. We are doing calm and strategic analysis. We will look at the military reality, the economic impact, and the regional consequences if a direct war starts between America and Iran. And first, we need to understand something very important. A full ground invasion of Iran, like the Iraq War in 2003, is very unlikely. Iran is not Iraq. It has more than 85 million people. It has a large territory and difficult mountain geography. It also has a strong missile program and regional allies. If America attacks, it would most likely begin with air strikes, missile strikes, cyber attacks, and naval pressure. The main targets would probably be nuclear facilities, military bases, and strategic infrastructure. It would not start with ground occupation. Now, the main question, could Iran survive? If we talk about air power, the United States is clearly stronger. America has advanced stealth aircraft carriers, long range cruise missiles, and superior satellite intelligence. In a direct air war, Iranian air defenses would face serious pressure. However, war is not only about air power. Iran does not plan to fight America in a traditional way. Its strategy is called asymmetric warfare. This means Iran would not try to defeat the United States military directly. Instead, it would try to make the war very costly. Iran could launch ballistic missiles at US bases in the Gulf region. It could target oil facilities. It could activate regional allies. And most importantly, it could try to disrupt shipping and the Strait of Hormuz. And this is where things become serious. Around 20% of the world's oil passes through the Strait of Hormuz. If Iran blocks or even disturbs this route, oil prices would rise very sharply. And even limited disruption could push oil prices to 120 or even $150 per barrel. And if that happens, the global economy would feel immediate pressure. Stock markets would react, inflation would rise, energy importing countries would suffer. And this gives Iran leverage because the world economy cannot handle a long energy shock. Some people believe that heavy bombing could cause Iran's government to collapse quickly. But history shows that when a country faces external attack, internal unity often increases. Even people who criticize their government may unite against foreign aggression. So, an immediate collapse in a few days is unlikely. Iran could survive by absorbing damage and containing retaliation. The goal would not be victory, the goal would be endurance. Now, we must also consider Israel. If a major war begins, Israel could become directly involved. Iran could respond with missile attacks, and that could open multiple fronts. This would increase regional instability and make the conflict more dangerous. So, what does all this mean for Pakistan? Pakistan would not be directly involved in the fighting, but the economic impact would be serious. If oil prices rise sharply, Pakistan's import bill would increase. The rupee could come under pressure, inflation could rise again, fuel prices would increase, and that would affect transport and food costs. Pakistan also shares a border with Iran. In case of instability, there could be refugee pressure and security concerns along the border. Diplomatically, Pakistan would need to balance relations carefully with Iran, the United States. And Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and Kuwait could also face risks. Many of them host American military bases. If Iran retaliates, these countries could become targets, and that would increase uncertainty in the entire Middle East. Now, the final question, would Iran defeat America? Realistically, no. The United States has much stronger conventional military power, but survival is not the same as victory. Iran's strategy would be to increase the cost of war so much that escalation becomes unattractive. And this is why, for many years, both sides have avoided full scale war because the consequences would not stay limited. It would affect oil markets, global trade, regional security, and economic stability worldwide. And war between America and Iran would not just be a military event, it would be an economic shock, a geopolitical shift, and a regional destabilizer. And countries like Pakistan would feel the impact immediately, especially through energy prices and economic pressure. And that is why this situation is always sensitive and why global powers try to manage escalation carefully. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to subscribe to Current Affairs with Faraz for more calm and strategic breakdowns of global events. In global politics, survival is often about strategy, not just strength. I'll see you in the next video. Till the next video, goodbye.